Hello, right, we are going to make a dragonfly today, which is made mostly out of this type of steel wire, which is 0.8 millimeters in thickness, and some chicken wire mesh to make the wings. That is cut into 3 wide by 9 this way. So we're going to need 2 of those cut out. We'll need, with that steel wire, 4 cut out to 50 centimeters and 1 strand cut out to 100 centimeters. So first thing we're going to do is make the wings ready. So we get our 9 pieces of wire. We can count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then push in to the middle there. And then tool wise, what we need is a wire cutter and some pair of pliers. So we're going to get our pliers here. We're going to push the ends in together as well. Then we're just going to twist. So one side done, just like that. Do the same on the other side. And twist. Like that. So that's one done. We're going to do the same again on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push into the middle, push into the middle, push into the middle. And then push the ends together so it makes a wing shape. Hold with the wires and twist. Just so it all goes together mainly. And then the other side again, push it together and twist. We put them to the side for now to keep them out of the way. Next we're going to grab our 4 strands of wire, our 50 centimeter wire, and then we're just going to kind of line them up and then fold them in half, which we're going to squeeze the end as tight as we possibly can. We have to use the pliers for this, ideally having them at the same length as the other end, but it doesn't overly matter, keeping this end as nicely together as you can. Like that. Now we're going to just put that down there, get our long strand of wire, grab the end of it and twist it around, right around the end. You can start a little bit further up and then push it up in a minute. So this last bit here is going to be really tricky, so you have to use your pliers or it will really hurt your fingers. Just twist it around and push it up towards the end. Now the first thing we're going to do is make the tail of the dragonfly. So as we can see here, it's made up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different strands, which I'll show you how to do that. So you need to hold the wire you've just put on with the pliers and then twist it round as tight as you possibly can. But it doesn't matter too much, but the tighter it is, the better it's going to look. So I go around 4 or 5 times and then I take like a centimetre gap and twist around again. Keeping it all really tight as possible. And start again. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now here you can use your hands rather than pliers, but it's easier with pliers to be honest. You get a better grip, but it's not easier to see. So I've gone around 4 times. I'll do another, more like 1.5 centimeters actually, not 1 centimeter gap. Go around once, I'll use my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go up again. So how many are on so far? I'm on 3, so I need to do 2 more. 1, 2, 3. See, if it comes away like this, you can either use your pliers to push it back together, or you can use your fingers. again, now I'm struggling to grip it again, so I'm just going to use the pliers to hold it. I've come around 4 times, so now I'm going to go one more time up, and then go 1, 2. Obviously be careful of these bits because they're quite sharp. Pliers again. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to stop there. So now I'm going to decide. Now you have to decide which part's going to be the top, which part's going to be the bottom. So I've decided this part here is obviously going to be the top because it is the top. And I'm going to take 2 bits of wire, the 2 most top bits, and just lift them up just like that. And then on the opposite side at the bottom, I'm going to take 2. One, make sure one's on the left, one's on the right. But again, right at the bottom, best as I can. And now with those 2 at the bottom, I'm just going to fold in and hold with my hand here. So now what I'm going to do is take one of the wings, push it in as best I can, keeping it in the middle as best I can, and then pushing this wire back down, taking the long wire and carrying on the direction we were turning before, and then just use that to hold that wing into place. So by going 1 round once, making sure I keep it all nice and tight. Use the pliers if you need to. And then 2. There you go. I like go around twice just to make it double sure, and then it's in the right place, and then pushing it down and then pushing it back in, just like that. And now we're going to take those same 2 bits of wire that we used before, lift them back up, take 2 from the bottom again, and fold them back in with your hand. These will form the legs later. Grab the other wing, put that on top, pull that down, and same as before, same direction, make sure it's tight at all times. Go 1, 2, just to make sure it's secure. Go around, double check that everything's secure, and then carry on round. You move back over there, man. Going around here, I'm going to go around here 5 or 6 times. It doesn't have to be too tight, or too close together I should say, it should all be tight. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get not the 2 that are on top, the last 2, fold them down, because they will be the front legs. And now I'm going to make the neck and the head now by just going round. Doesn't have to be too close together. You can even just turn the dragonfly and hold the other wire if you want to. But this bit doesn't have to be neat at all, because I'm going to go about a finger's width away, and then I'm going to start just going round loads to build like a sort of like a circle for a head. But it doesn't have to be, again, doesn't have to be 100% a ball, because it's going to have eyes in the way in a minute. So when I get to the end, I get my pliers and I kind of make a hook shape here. See how this turns out. Like that. And then I fold it round as best I can, find somewhere for it to hook onto, and then just push it inside. So that's the basics of it so far. It's not, obviously it doesn't look particularly great at the moment, so now we've got to give it 2 eyes. So we're going to separate these 2 to the side like this. And we're going to get our pliers. It would be better the thinner the plier, the easier this next stage is. So just fold it round, try and keep it straight, get it as small as you possibly can, and then just roll it, sort of thing. this stage is probably one of the long ones. So you can put it in your fingers, pinch it real tight, and then just roll it. Can be quicker with pliers, can also be quicker with your fingers. This is a stage where if you had gloves, it's probably be much easier, but unfortunately I don't have any. But just for the grip more than anything. I need to roll it up, just keep rolling. Until you get to there, about there actually. So it's just about to hit the head, and then just fold it inwards so that last bit of wire goes up to the top. And then turn it around, do exactly the same thing to the other side. If you had a real thin pair of pliers, you could stick it in the middle and just roll it like that. These pliers are too thick for that. Actually made that a bit too wide there, but let's go with it. See, sometimes when you get in a roll, makes it a little bit easier too. Again, I'm just by the head, just going to fold it up just like that, and then I'm going to fold them with my fingers, just fill them into the right place. So now, obviously it doesn't look like much at the moment, so we're just going to get the wings. I'm going to make sure front wings are on top of back wings, and then just kind of like umbrella them, bend them so they're kind of curved upwards. And then they should also kind of interlock a little bit, which holds them a bit better into place. Alright, now we're going to do the legs. So, I make my legs on one side of a little loop, just so if it lives out in the garden, you could put a nail or a screw on a fence and it can hold up on that fence. But you don't have to do that. If you wanted to have it as like a desk ornament or something like that. So you don't need to do the loop stage of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the legs into the shape that I want, which is like a U, I suppose. I'm going to find a point where I want to cut it off, which is just past the head. I'm just going to snip them off. If you wanted them to be uniform, so exactly the same, you can put them together just like this, in the middle. The same, and then just cut it, and then they should be about the same. Right, so now with the other legs, good. So the middle leg will go out sideways, and then go up just like this. So I try to run my hands along, pick which side I want to have the circle, the loop even. Fold them together back to the middle, where I'm going to cut them both in the same place, just like that. Eye protection is probably advised, as a bit of wire does kind of fly everywhere. And then the back legs, same thing again, fold them into the position I want, which is kind of backwards. With a little foot kind of area. And then I'm going to make a circle here, put them back together to cut them. That's about right. And that is basically it. So just put it on your table, or or your desk. Just make sure it's in the legs are roughly the right length. They should all be touching them. The back four should be touching the ground really. Get them in position. I'll squish it down as well a little bit. And that is that. Join me next time where I'm going to paint this one. Like and subscribe, it helps a bunch. Goodbye.